Let's get right into it. What's the one thing that makes or breaks a project? It's not the money, it's not even the talent, it's communication. And today, we're going to unpack the secret to getting it right. I mean, seriously, think about it. We've all been on that project, right? It starts with all this excitement, a killer team, a clear goal, and then, I don't know, a few weeks in, things just go sideways. What is going on there? Why is that so common? Your first thought might be, oh, the team just wasn't good enough, or people weren't pulling their weight. And look, sometimes that's true. But way more often, the real problem, well, it's something a lot simpler, and it's usually hiding right in front of our faces. Yep, it's a total breakdown in communication. The information just isn't moving. It gets stuck in someone's inbox, or it goes to the wrong person, or, and this is the worst, it just never gets sent out at all. The whole problem boils down to a broken flow of information. You know that feeling, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you're just flying blind. You have no idea if the engineer saw that last-minute change from the client. You're not sure if your boss knows about that huge risk you just found. That's the symptom, and that's exactly what we're going to fix today. Okay, so how do we actually fix this mess? How do we take that absolute chaos of information and, tame it? Well, there's actually a formal process for this, a powerful framework called managed communications. This is basically the playbook, the step-by-step guide to making sure the right info gets to the right people every single time. And here's the best way to think about it. You're not just a mail carrier, just sending out info. No. You are the air traffic controller for your project's information. It's your job to guide every single message, every status update, every critical warning, and make sure it lands safely, exactly where it needs to be, right when it needs to be there. Okay, let's get just a little formal for a second. The official definition here is that it's the process for all of it. Collecting the info, creating it, sending it out, storing it, managing it. It's the entire life cycle of information. The key word here is intentional. You're not just letting information happen, you're managing it. And why do we do all this? What's the big payoff? Well, the goal is simple, to create an efficient and effective information flow. That's it. When that flow is working, your project feels like a well-oiled machine. When it's not, you get chaos. It's really that black and white, and that's why this is so important. All right, so if you're going to be an air traffic controller, you can't just wing it. You need radar, you need flight plans, you need inputs. So let's talk about the ingredients. What information do you need to gather before you can even start directing all this traffic? It really breaks down into three main buckets. First, you've got your key plans. Think about your stakeholder engagement plan. That's your cheat sheet for who needs to know what and why. Then you have your project documents. This is the real-time stuff, like the issue log that tells you, hey, we need to talk about this problem right now. And finally, you've got your status reports. This is all the raw data, the performance metrics that you're going to shape into a clear, understandable message. You're basically pulling all these streams together to get the full picture. Okay, so you've done the hard work. You've gathered everything. The plans, the documents, the reports, it's all there. You've got this mountain of really important information just sitting on your desk. So now what? And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because just having the information isn't enough. Getting it to the right people in the right way, that's a whole other ballgame. And that's where the tools and techniques come in. So let's open up the project manager's toolkit. And I'll tell you right now, this isn't just a list of software or apps. A truly great project manager uses a combination of tools and, maybe more importantly, skills to make it all click. And this is a really important point. On one side, yeah, you have the communication technology. That's your Slack, your email, your fancy project management system. But on the other side, you have the interpersonal and team skills. That's the human stuff. And let's be honest, you can have the most expensive software on the planet, but if you don't have the people skills to use it well, it's all just digital noise. Seriously, these skills are the real superpowers. We're talking about things like active listening, actually hearing what people are trying to say, not just what they're typing. Or think about cultural awareness. If you're on a global team, you need to know that in some cultures, people will never give you a direct no. They'll say something like, that will be very difficult. If you don't catch that nuance, you're heading for disaster. This is where the art of project management comes in. It's not just science. Okay, so we've gathered our inputs, we've used our tools and our skills. What do we get out of it? What does success actually look like? Let's talk about the outputs, the tangible results of doing this right. The results are pretty concrete. Of course, you have the project communications themselves, the actual reports and updates you send out. But it's more than that.
It's about what happens next. Say your report shows you're behind schedule. That communication then triggers an updated project plan. Your plan isn't some dusty document sitting on a shelf. It's a living thing that changes based on reality. It creates this constant feedback loop that keeps everyone aligned.
Now, all of this stuff we've talked about, the inputs, the tools, the outputs, it can't just float in thin air. It needs a solid foundation. And there is one single document that holds it all together. It's the keystone of your entire communication strategy. And that document is the Communications Management Plan. This is it. This is your master plan. It's the one place everyone can go to understand exactly how information is supposed to flow on this project. Think of it as the official rulebook that everybody on the team has agreed to. And the best part is, this doesn't have to be some massive, complicated document. A great plan really just boils it down to answering 3 simple questions. Number 1, how are we going to share this info? Is it a formal report, a quick chat message, a dashboard? Number 2, when are we sharing it? Every morning, once a week, only when there's bad news? And number 3, by whom? Who is actually responsible for putting this information together and hitting send? If you can answer those 3 things clearly, you have already built the foundation for amazing project communication. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Think about whatever project you're working on right now. What is the single most important message that your team or your stakeholders need to hear, like today? And more importantly, what's your plan to deliver it? What's the how, the when, and the who? Figure that out, and you're not just managing communications, you're leading your project to success. Thanks for diving into this with me.